So John, Iceland, England tonight, a friendly. First of all, the game 8 years ago in 2016. What do you remember from that night?
I really enjoyed the build-up actually, because I went to the Iceland training camp in Annecy, and in fact I fell in love with the area so much that two summers ago I went back there on holiday, so I've got fond memories, and it was a really nice place. And but then also it was kind of the Iceland team, they'd already kind of caused a few shocks, underdogs, and were building into the kind of, whole sort of kind of big, great upset sort of thing really. And I did feel as if England weren't in a very good place, they weren't a very good team, and it was a chaotic start, if you remember. But then if you remember, I just think England still thought they kind of would get back into the game. And it was just a crazy atmosphere. It was viewed as the biggest upset, the biggest story in English football history at the time. It really was, and it brought down the previous manager, Roy Hodgson. So it was a massive story, absolutely massive, And it was an amazing thing, and the noise. I remember the atmosphere in the stadium so clearly. And sort of kind of the beat of the drum, wasn't it? And it was just amazing sort of atmosphere, that roar that they sort of kind of produced. And Iceland were everyone's favourite team that summer because of the way they engaged with the fans. They kind of had this lovely relationship between players, hierarchy, and the fans, and it was beautiful. And so I some strange but nice memories.
One of the worst nights in English football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was, honestly, I do remember writing that on the back page. Honestly, it brought down the manager. He had to quit, and he did. And it prompted England and the FA to have a really serious look and a massive review of where we're going with the England team. I think it's probably ended up doing a really positive thing, actually. But yeah, it wasn't great to play at the time for England, and I don't think players always enjoyed it. And I thought that summed it up really with that night, and it was a strange atmosphere. But to get through it, and I just thought it was a great, what a story. It was one of the biggest upsets. I think previous to that, we'd always regarded as England losing to the USA in a World Cup as the biggest upset. That unquestionably, England-Iceland, I think if you ask the average England fan tonight, they'll say Iceland, biggest upset in our history.
Do you think people still remember that game?
Oh yeah, it's symbolic of basically the old England, and England sort of kind of moving to a new time really. All the mistakes, everything that was going wrong, sort of kind of wrong team, wrong time. And I think actually England made amazing progress. But it was a point in time without a shadow of a doubt.
Lot has happened in those 8 years. Now England's gone to the Euros as one of the favourites to win the whole tournament. Why is the team so good today and not 8 years ago?
Oh, well, I think that basically it prompted everyone to look at, do a lot of self-examination. They almost stumbled upon Gareth Southgate, and Gareth Southgate has been phenomenal, brought in a younger team, I think tried to create a culture and atmosphere where it wasn't so difficult to play for the team and succeed. So all of that really, we've always had good players, I think, but I don't think they particularly utilised them. So Southgate and England have done really well, I think, in that regard. But it was a wake-up call, that Iceland game, and it was a point in time, and they've moved on from that. So it was a really important time.
You can feel that the spirit around the team is a lot better now than it was, as I said, 8 years ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a really nice atmosphere, nice vibe. Everyone talked about, this was the best atmosphere in the camp, and all those sort of cliches. But now it's true. It's genuinely part. It's a nice atmosphere, good manager, eases the pressure. It's really good.
The squad announcement yesterday for the Euros. Any surprises?
Oh, Jack Grealish and Harry Maguire. So. Honestly, I don't think James Maddison was that big a deal, because James Maddison admitted himself he hasn't been playing that well. But Jack Grealish, £100 million player, I thought he'd really struggle to get into the squad. But I thought he might have done himself a world of good was he came on at St James's Park, set up 2 goals, and was really good, really bright. And so therefore I thought, he's surely be in. So it was a surprise. Harry Maguire, I just think it's a fitness issue. People have misread it. I think that basically Gareth Southgate doesn't think he'll be ready for the group stages at all. So basically can't pick him, whereas Harry Maguire does. So that's the balancing act. So I actually think they'll really miss Harry Maguire, but it's a big call.
Do you think in the end that Grealish deserved to be in the squad?
I don't know. I'm torn, really. I'm torn. I think if he was playing and he was at his best all day, every day, absolutely. But I don't. Because if he's not playing regularly, then he can't be.
Looking at the squad, do you think the football will come home this summer?
I think England are one of the top 3 teams in it. I really think that the host Germany are good. Having said that, I also think Portugal have a chance, and then I think France got the best squad overall, to be honest. But I think England have really got really good midfielders in attack. Where I think England is the question mark is defence. There's no doubt about it. I think if all the defenders are fit and ready to go, then I think that it's going to be fine. But I think there's injury issues, lack of depth. I think it's, I think England, whereas I think might have been favourites not so long back, I don't think they are. I think they're one of the contenders.
Harry Maguire gets a lot of stick from fans, United fans. This team is going to definitely miss him.
Yeah, definitely. I think both ends. He's such a powerful aerial presence. So, he's really dominates both ends of the pitch.
Just finally, score predictions for tonight?
Well, for tonight, I think the biggest thing is England, maybe might shade it 2-1. Honestly, the other night against Bosnia-Herzegovina, it was a really tight game. So basically, no one wants to get injured, do they? That's the thing. I think the biggest thing that Gareth Southgate will want is a positive result. Fans go home happy, quite an upbeat performance. But then ultimately, I just think the biggest win for him is not injuries.
90,000 people here tonight. Team's going to get a big send-off for the Euros.
I hope so.
Thank you, John, and good luck.